Squib Group goes to work in the stockbroker belt. There's a big bang in Finland, and Encon has a new trick up its sleeve. All that and more on the Weekend Wrap. The end is now in sight for the UK's fossil-fuelled power station stock. The removal of the last vestiges of our industrial and coal-fired past moved a step closer yesterday when the team at Keltbray carried out another successful controlled explosion at the Ferrybridge plant in the north of England. Before we move on, let's take a look at a film kindly provided to us by drone pilot Raimondus Petrovicius. Well, that went on longer than I expected. By this time next year, the UK will have just one remaining coal-fired power station in operation. The rest, all 20 of them, will have been decommissioned, and most will have been demolished or are currently being demolished. Almost 9 in 10 UK tradespeople have been abused at work by customers, with swearing, threatening messages and even physical attacks common in the industry, new research has revealed. The study was conducted by Ironmongery Direct after its Mental Health in the Trades report found customer tensions and abuse are among the leading causes of stress. Swearing and insults are the most common form of abuse, but 1 in 10 tradespeople has been physically attacked by a client, and 1 in 14 have been sexually harassed. The intimidation continues even after workers have left a job, with 1 in 7 receiving aggressive text messages or calls. This behaviour means 16% of tradespeople have felt unsafe, and 1 in 8 have felt stressed, depressed, or anxious because of heated exchanges. Remarkably, the report suggests that as many as 1 in 5 tradespeople experiences customer abuse every single working day. While both male and female tradespeople are victimised, the type of abuse they receive varies. Women are more likely to be sworn at or insulted, but men are more commonly on the receiving end of physical attacks. Overall, tradeswomen are abused by customers more regularly, with almost a quarter being mistreated every day, compared to 19% of men. Furthermore, some trades receive more abuse than others, while bricklayers experience incidents most frequently, with over half abused daily. Carpenters are the most likely to be physically attacked. There are so many things that I find remarkable about this study. But the one I find most interesting is that the construction industry is often portrayed as rough and tough. Based on this report, it would appear that the public, the general public, are far more intimidating. In the same year that Winston Churchill declared victory in Europe, a young man in Staffordshire had an idea. So just how did one man with a second-hand welding kit and a garage lockup create one of the UK's most distinguished companies and one of the world's greatest innovators? We're here at JCB's world headquarters in Staffordshire to find out. Now, demolition engineers in Jacksonville in Florida have been forced to rethink the demolition of a tower amidst fears that it might collapse. The Berkman 2 building was originally scheduled to be demolished using a high-reach excavator, but on Friday night the demolition was suspended and police and firefighters blocked surrounding streets as engineers expressed fears that the 55-metre tall structure could collapse at any moment. Local media is suggesting that the demolition could now be performed using a controlled explosion. Let's take a look.
Right now at 5:30, city leaders agreeing the Berkman 2 needs to come down for safety reasons. Now we're learning more about how that is going to happen. The downtown Jacksonville eyesore could be imploded after concerns that bringing down the Berkman Plaza 2 with heavy machinery is just too dangerous.
Friday night, police and firefighters blocked off parts of Bay Street and the Riverwalk after engineers worried that parts of the 180-foot tall structure could fall during demolition. Well, now the councilman for the area says that they're reevaluating.
Faster and potentially safer?
Well, we want to believe it's safer.
And News4JAX I-Team investigator Vic Michelucci digs into the concerns and the response.
The plan had been to remove what's left of this structure piece by piece using heavy machinery like what you see just on the other side of the fence. But now with these new safety concerns, leaders are re-looking at the possibilities and thinking about possibly using explosives. As the contractor moved equipment today, Councilman Reggie Gaffney looked on.
The good news, progress has been made. And what I mean by progress is you can see they moving the cranes. They're getting ready to leave.
The Berkman Plaza 2, a downtown eyesore and safety risk. Friday night, Mayor Lenny Curry announced that streets and sidewalks around the 18-story building would be closed because of structural concerns. A day later, he said the area was secured and the project could safely continue. Berkman 2 has been half finished since 2007 when the parking garage collapsed while under construction, killing a construction worker and injuring 23 others.
I think we need to make some plans to move this structure as soon as possible. Don't forget we got football season coming up.
Gaffney tells us the contractor thinks the safest and most efficient way is an implosion, like this one in 2019. There are concerns because the last major explosive demolition here in downtown Jacksonville didn't go so well. I'm talking about the former City Hall building, which was here. Look across the street. That's the Blackstone building, and you'll notice there are still boards on the windows from where debris broke the glass. Is this going to cost us, the taxpayers, more money?
It's not going to cost us one penny. It's going to cost the owner of the project because don't forget he already paid $1 million.
But before that happens, the city will first have to approve the change of plan. And Councilman Gaffney says his goal is to see this demolition completed within 45 days or early October. Downtown, I'm Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.
Yeah, just to reiterate, that Berkman Plaza 2 has been half finished since 2007. The parking garage collapsed while it was under construction, killing a construction worker and injuring 23 others. In 2011, it was ruled that that collapse had been the direct result of design errors. Since April this year, the city has been planning to demolish the structure using a high-ridge excavator, but this too ran into problems when there was a delay in the availability of a suitable machine to carry out the work. Florida officials will undoubtedly have in mind the collapse of an apartment building at Surfside at the end of June that claimed the lives of 98 people. But we will keep you informed on this stuff. Work is now well underway at Australian Industrial Energy's Port Kembla gas terminal project, and award-winning demolition contractor Liberty Industrial is spearheading those works. The project team have commenced the removal of the Berth 101 structure and associated steel and timber piles. That's a total of 568 piles, as well as accompanying land-based structures. Liberty is also undertaking extensive excavation, including the remediation, segregation, and stockpiling of around 100,000 cubic meters of underlying soils, including the ripping and crushing of 60,000 tons of bound slag material and the processing and recovery for reuse of over 35,000 tons of concrete. Liberty has also deployed a state-of-the-art water treatment plant to manage existing surface waters and runoff, with water treated to very high standards before discharge to the environment. All of which sounds fantastic, but trust me, it looks even better. On yesterday's show, I highlighted the need for us to keep finding high-quality new demolition films to share with the watching world. Well, the team over at Downwell Group heeded our call and directed us to this film of a project the company recently completed at the Gascoigne estate in Barking. So, are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
If you enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us. Go to buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.